Alright, so my brother-in-law gave me a bunch of change to go through. Some of the things I found, a casino chip. Micro USB chip. So far, just by seeing it's different, a couple euros. So let's see, let's go through it, see what we can find. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but obviously looking for silver, looking for W mint marks. Probably separate it into quarters, pennies, dimes first. Then I'll take it to the bank, cash it in. But 16 West Point mint marks would be awesome to find. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time looking at I guess the dimes. But pull out the copper pennies. It's gonna be a lot, so I'll probably speed up some of this sorting. But he was gonna take it to a coin star. I told him I'd go through and take it through to the bank. He wouldn't lose any money off of doing it, so he wanted me to do it. So he's gonna go on vacation soon, so hopefully I can get this moving. I mean, it's gonna be a big chunk of change, so we'll see what I can get through. Obviously, I'm just sorting right now. Yeah. I know there's some dollar bills in here, or gold coin dollar bills. Maybe I do this in sections. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing in sections so I don't get overwhelmed. There's a decent amount in here. One more little pass, that's all gold dollar. Alright. So everything I can't turn in, I'm gonna put in this lid. Everything I can, I'm gonna put in this drawer. Again, for the dimes, I know there's a couple years that, have low mintage. I'm just gonna look for the silver. Same with the nickels, I'll just look for the silver. If it's super old, I'll pull it out, but we'll see. Don't know what to expect. I have found pocket change given back to me at stores having silver, so maybe we get lucky. Alright, no silver here. Let's just do nickels real quick. $96, 77.83. Oh, estimate mark. I'll throw that aside. I'm gonna move that somewhere because when I go to get change, it's gonna kick back out. That one I set aside because it's San Francisco mint mark. Who's the president here? Jefferson. And of course, the golden year is 1964 and older for silver. That's a dime, that was 67. Nothing standing out. So let's look for the W. And of course, I know some of the other common errors too that I can look for. 65. It looks like a P, yeah. I don't have my usual lamp. There's one more light I can turn on. And then, of course, I'm not going to add anything to the jar. I know somebody might see this and be like, well, it's already open, he added, whatever. Wouldn't do that. Then what happens if I just say, it'll be up on top. I'm not mixing it in. I want everything to be a true surprise if I find anything. I did see some half dollars in here. Like, here's another foreign one. So like I said, there's no telling what's in here till we go through it. $65, $87. I'm gonna hold those to the side. I think 87 gotten some recognition lately. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I know the half dollars is an honesty. I don't know. Pennies I'm probably gonna wait till the end to do. I don't know that all changes like that, but pretty sure I thought it was the same with dimes, but I could be wrong. I'm probably going to do this in segments, because it's going to be a long while, so just be aware of that. And if you like this kind of stuff, you know, like, follow. I don't know how often I'm going to get people's change like this in big batches. But it's a good way to do long form content, so a little bit different from roll hunting. Maybe I'll find some wheat pennies too. That'll be a bonus. Let's see, 10 euros. $50. Canadian. Like I said, my brother-in-law gave me this big jug. Said, have at it. Ooh, €1. Like that. See? Just gonna go through, turn in what I don't want, replace whatever I do want. Nobody will be out anything. And hopefully we find something cool. And he's probably the one I tell you guys to check the coin machine after. Because look at all that foreign coins he would have. Probably wouldn't have collected. Could get a coin sorter, but I don't do, like I said, I haven't done this often, so there's no need for a sorter or anything like that. So, all by hand. Alright, 15 minutes in. Got some of their dog. No silver there. Edge of the table trick works like a charm. And no silver there. Could find a buffalo nickel. And I saw the end of a 88. 64. I don't know if I want to keep some 64. I'm gonna keep it, it's gonna be older. And of course, then I pull a 63. Don't think we really touched a dent in it yet. So, looking for the couple of errors that we know exist. Delaware, Spinning Horse. Of course, looking for the W mint mark, looking for silver. The Kansas, extra leaf. The one building that is on fire. The, I'm gonna turn on the light behind me. Not that that's gonna help too much. The one building that's on fire, I'm forgetting the thing. We'll pull out the Denver bicentennials if we find any. Yeah. Alaska. $80. Not Denver. Another 65, so we're getting close. Of course, you can always get close, but never find it, so. Ooh, what's this one? Pesos, $10. One penny. I don't know where that's from. There's a queen on it. If you know where this is from, let me know. $52. I won't even go through the trouble of pulling it out. I'll keep a 52 for now. reason I'm keeping pennies for last is because I know I'm going to find the most amount of stuff to keep there with the copper. So, oh, it's storming out. So, just wait till last to do that. I got a couple new rolls of pennies, so it'll be easy to replace. Oh, wait. I feel like I just saw the light flicker. $41. Alright, so I'm gonna sort these. I'm gonna call it a break. I'm gonna go check outside with the storm. Okay, so I ended up sorting a bunch more. There was a torrential downpour. And the wife got home right after, so I ended up sorting a bunch more. But didn't add anything, didn't go through them and add them to the drawer I got right there. Just separate them into piles. $69. It's a little dark. I couldn't tell if it was two-tone or not. Just a nice 13. I don't know how much money he has in this jar, but I will. I cash it in, I'll upload it with the total. How much a big jar, old pretzel jar, can hold. Another 68. 68. Getting close. That was dumb. That was not smart. $2017. Nope. Quick pause, I'm being summoned. So the wife was supposed to be putting the baby to sleep, but instead, I got called up there to see that she had put her hair in a ponytail for the first time. Looks super adorable, but counterproductive to going to sleep. But they gotta have their fun, so. $86. Try to take out all the bad stuff, like the dog hair and stuff, so the machine doesn't get clogged. Because with the new machines, they don't have the bags. They don't fill as quick. I haven't had error where they ran out of room or anything, so I don't know how the new technology is really working. $87. $65. I see it now. So diamond should be like super white. It should be super easy to tell. But hunting halves, it's always good to take the extra second just to make sure. $90. Yep, good there. Alright. A lot of pennies. I did find more foreign coins. I'll go to those in a second. Some half dollars and some more dollars. But I did end up finding a 41 and a 52 to go with my collection of nickels. Again, for nickels, there is some silver we're looking for. On the older dates, I think it's 43 or 42 to 44 are the dates. It'll have the mint mark above there for the silver, so it's super easy to point out. I think they're the only years that did that too. $49. That's not that bad. I think if I find one, I think it'll be a nickel, if I had to guess. Not as many people know about it, and not as many people actually search for them. So if I had to guess, if I were to find a silver, I would say it would probably be, check these two dimes real quick. No. A nickel. $98, $99, $64. Always find 64 nickels. If only all change was done in silver during that time. Put that in the carbon dry. $46. And we're hitting all over. $57. See, some of the ones that look old are just tarnished. $72. I didn't actually. $95, $89. A couple dimes made it into the nickel slots. And then when you're sorting, stuff happens. 94, 84, 75, 80. I'm glad I prefaced I'm not doing this straight through. This is a lot to go through. It'll all be one video. I can splice it together. That's not an issue. So for you, it may just be one long video. I apologize on the length, but we don't know what we're gonna find. And if you're somebody that just throws it into a jar, maybe if you look at it before you put it in there, you know, you don't spend time at the end. You know, I know what to look for at this point with, especially for the silver content. You know, if all you care about is silver content, then it's super easy. If you want to find the other one-offs, by all means. But, you know, you won't be giving money back. Maybe be able to earn a couple extra pennies for your dollar. So, we will see if we pull anything, but like I said, I still have a lot to go through. A couple older stuff. Could be a buffalo nickel in here, we'll see. $87, $85. Again, for here, I'm just looking at the date. So if it's not of a date that I need, just to move on. So a couple of the foreign coins I'll do real quick. 10 pesos. 1 pesos. 5. 10 centi. I don't know where that's from. Saw Canadian penny while I was going through. A couple more pesos. Then there were some half dollars I pulled out. 93, 88, 77s, and an 89. Nothing too fancy there. And the presidential dollars, they all have the writing on the rim. So, don't need to keep them. Oregon. Oh, just I thought it was Tony at first. It doesn't look like it. Alright, I'm going to look for silver and W mint mark. Of course, we'll check if there's a potential error coin like Wisconsin. We'll check that real quick. Because essentially this is like getting a box. I don't know if it's going to be quite 500, but it's like going through half a box. And of course when I drop them off, I don't know exactly what I went through. The Kansas and Godby Rust. I haven't seen Kansas yet, but Wisconsin. I don't see the extra leaf, so we'll keep it moving. $66. For quarters, we need it to be 64. think there was something about District of Columbia having a double die Denver. So, or double die reverse. So I'll set that aside. Because it's either going to have it or not, and I can throw it back. It'll be a quick check. A year off. Kansas, all right. I'll see the T. So it's not in God, we rust. Let's been through some stuff. I don't say spitting horse, so we're good. So while going through, I mean, like I said, you can do it a lot quicker if you just go through the little pocket change you get at a time. What we do is we usually set it in the car cup holder, and then when it's time to clean that out, I'll bring it in, and I'll go through it before I put it in our little jar that we collected inside. And then I'll pull out all the copper, usually all we get. Sometimes you find a wheat penny in there. So I'll pull them out. $65. Okay. Oh, Kansas, first 1D. Trust is clear as day. But, Colorado, if there's anything, and I'm not going to go back through, but if there's anything you guys, and I have already have turned them in by the time I post this, just because I want to put the total up or say the total, that you guys actually look for. If you guys collect the states, the other series that come out for the quarters. I know quarters have the most amount of variations for the back. Started with the states, and has just kept on. I think I have a book or two of the states. Not that that's worth anything. But it was fun to collect. It was, especially if you use cash when they came out. Which, I mean, back then, I guess most people were still using cash. That does have a W mint that's circulating. I just sold a West Point quarter. It finished the auction on eBay at $25.50. And then eBay gets their cut. I ended up getting paid out $17. So I did turn a quarter into mini quarters. Almost 2 rolls of quarters. So yeah, there are things to look out for and you can make money on. So that's why we're doing this. That and help family out. Coinstar is awesome. If you could avoid the fee, I mean, I think do it, but jukebox. One more year and it would have been silver. Many times is it's been so close. A couple of the, I don't know, I have a couple walkings. I don't know if I've ever found one. Other than the half. I have found a $50 walking liberty. I don't know or recall if I ever found a quarter $50 walking. Is it already 25 minutes? No spitting horses. And also make sure any quarter, 1980 and newer, should have a mint mark, Philadelphia and all. So make sure you see it. 1966. And if it doesn't have a mint mark pre-80, then it's from Philly. So I didn't start putting it on the quarter till 80. It became more mandatory. You'd still find the Denver mint marks, but it wasn't on most pocket changes. Pennies still, I think 80, or what was it, 2017, the penny put a P on the a mint mark on it, Philly. I got it all under the table. So I might do the pennies in a whole separate video to post. But I think this is already going to be close to an hour, and I'm not even halfway done. So, alright, second to the last stitch, and then it's more sorting. So I think I'm going to do the sorting, and then I'll jump back on. That way I can just sort at my leisure, listen to some music. And I haven't bought any, anything to do the videos I do on YouTube using my phone. I could turn on, like the Xbox or something to play music, but I don't want it to be YouTube and then a commercial comes on. They got the commercials now where it's 90+ minutes if you don't skip it. Or not 90 minutes, 90 seconds, I should say. Well, almost done, then I gotta go get the little one and check on her. See why she's upset. Alright, 66p. Alright, so nothing too fancy. Found the most cool stuff in the nickel so far. Got a quarter checkout, but I'll sort these and get back in. Anything cool I find, I'll place here, foreign, and whatnot, and we'll see where we go. Alright, I got another big chunk sorted out. So let's go through. Again, look for the silver and the dimes. Look for the silver and the nickels. So dimes and quarters, anything 64 and older. And then nickels, there's silver, and I think it's 42 to 44. But on the back of the nickel, the mint mark will be on the back. That's an 06. And I think I got at least one more sort. Then I'll have went through the coins. And I'll turn them in, see how much. Put all the videos together. And let you know how much I just sorted. And look through. 65. So it wasn't pure white, but when in doubt, look at the date. You know, it's usually fairly easy with dimes because there is no 40%, like half dollars, which is what I usually go through. The 40% can hide pretty easily, but usually the 90s stick out like a sore thumb. You just take your time, go through, go down the rim, and if you see anything that you want to look at, you know, it's not that hard to do. I think if I was to see any silver, I said before, it's probably going to be in the nickel. I just don't think as many people hunt them or care. It's 35%. The last coin shop I went to was a while back. You could pick up, and I did, a bunch of the silver nickels. I think it was like $1.50 each. I just set them away. At the time, there was like $1.70 of silver in there, which is why I picked them up. And just held on to them. Since then, the price has definitely increased. I think I did it sometime last year in 2024. So even though I don't think it is, I always check the black rims. And this one just looks like it's going to be colorized, but that's 2. It's 2000 something. 12. So, like I said, never hurts to, when in doubt, check it. You know, never. It takes 2 seconds, and then you know for sure that you're not getting rid of any silver. So here, I'll keep some of the older stuff too. But I am really looking for the silver. As mint marks, I'll put aside too. hand's getting sloppy already. 88. But yeah, what was that? 55. I'll set that aside for now. I know in wheat pennies, 55 has a double die. I'll be on the lookout for. Obviously, that's not a wheat penny. But 85, 84. So this would be the first super long video I do, hunting through pocket change. Obviously I don't expect to do a lot just because the amount of people that use cash, one, has definitely decreased. And then to build up this much, I don't know how long they've been throwing it in the bucket. Probably a few days. 53. So the 55 aside, I'll set that. Just a few days worth, right? So I don't know how long they've been doing that and setting it aside. So I don't know how long it took them to gather, but the amount of change that's here, probably a decent bit. That's a D. 39. I'm chipping it, but so we have coins that are older than the silver. And again, if it's silver, right above that will be the mint mark, 69. S, P, B, doesn't matter. It'll be there. That's the easiest way to check for nickels being silver. That's the only place they put it. Knock the camera around a little bit. Move the knife aside to make it easier for me. That's the only place I put the mint mark for the silver. I don't know why they did it that way, but it makes it helpful when you're going through. And I appreciate that. 80. 64. Now, some people may be able to tell looking down the side for nickels. I don't think I can. Maybe if it's a buffalo, it's showing a lot. But for nickels, it's a little bit harder, I think. Of course, I haven't found a buffalo. Ooh, that's a 46. Set that aside. So I think that's 1 year off from silver. Firming up, touching all around it. That last stack of nickels. And because I'm just looking at the date. I can go through a lot of these super quick. I know there's other things that you could look for, but the only thing we're really doing that with is the quarters. Because I know, nope, geez, what was that, 80. I know what to look for a decent amount in the quarters. So 84, that's P. Making sure it wasn't an S. Not that the S's hold more value. They were produced for circulation. They were producing for circulation, but usually they're not minted as much. So there's less in circulation, or were in circulation. But just because it has S doesn't necessarily mean that the value is anything more. You gotta check the books. Do a quick Google search to see. You know, you just Google the mintage. Alright. We'll do the hands real quick that he had here. So there's a bicentennial. 01, another bicentennial. And an 85. And 2 President dollars, the Martin brothers. And we have a Sacagawea. And I'll set that aside, look at the tail. Make sure it's not a Wheaties, New Orleans, Cafe, souvenir token. Some more foreign, got another Canadian, more pesos, a couple euro, and more pesos. This is going to be a long video, and I've said it before, but hopefully we find something, you know. That'd be pretty cool. A little duck, New York. Two years off, 60. We didn't see the right line, so. Nice wooden horse. Trying to go through it a little bit quicker just because I know time is not our friend currently. But the couple main things I'm looking for, definitely a W quarter, and on top of that, I'm looking for, you know, obviously silver, but then when I'm going through it, I'm going to make note of the coins I know have errors in it that are more common, like the Kansas and Gobby Rust, the Wisconsin wheat stalk, and things like that. W would be right there where that P is. You see the P right there. And W would be for West Point. And of course, 64 in order is silver. You also have a lot of cool backs. That can happen with silver. Walking Liberty, Seated Liberty, to name a few. That one's almost erased. Delaware Spitting Horse. I think it's a Delaware. It could be the other one with the horse. I would say a bunch. I checked both of them just in case. So. Bicentennial, but not Denver. So we'll keep it moving. Yeah, Wyoming's not the spinning horse. Wyoming has like a third leg, some people had said. Kansas. I see the T in trust, clear as day. $68. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna find. Like I said, just locally in our area, I've had a quarter from Aldi's be silver. I've had a nickel from Panera be silver. So you never know. The first box I picked up this year had a W for quarters, had a W mint mark. This one's super obvious if there's a crack or not. So you just never know what the possibilities are. But again, I go through my coins right as I'm putting them in the little piggy banks. I know when it's time to take them, I don't have to go back through them. I know I've pulled out everything that I wanted. So if it's in there, it can go keep being circulated. Like for instance, dimes I'll go to the daughter. So she takes the dimes, she claims them. No Denver. That started with, I mean, I know it's 86, but it couldn't be 36 with the Eagle back, so. I think 36 is walking livery. 1 year off. Stepdad started that with all the other grandkids, so I just keep it going. Putting the dimes. I don't know why dimes, but I've asked. It just was a family thing. No big die crack. Decent Vermont. No spitting. So yes, I'll just keep that going. So whenever we get change back from like the grocery store run, you know, the dimes I'll just pop into her piggy bank. Quarters, nickels, pennies go into ours. Ends up saving up for vacation. Kansas, trust is fine. Building is fine. Trust is fine. That was another Kansas. $65. I love how close you can get. I don't see a mint mark, so keep that one moving. This is probably going to be a 2-hour video. So probably the longest video I've had to upload on YouTube, so we'll see how that goes. It's been a fun journey. I know I need better lights, but couldn't do this big of a collection where I usually go through my coins. So I moved it to the table outside the office. Give myself a little bit more room. Another Kansas. Trust is there. Oh, 65. gonna spit. Some people have down to the back which ones have the W's, like this one does, comes in a W. I'm not that good yet. Of course, I haven't really been hunting them in particular. If I came across it, I would know. That's one of the things I do check with all the coins I get. Playing a dangerous game with the battery life of the phone, as usual, because I'm doing this at night. But if it dies, I'll just drop the coins and pick off where I left off. This one's been eaten up. It was only a 95. It's funny, we'll see a 65 in better shape than last year's edition quarter. Alright. And as I said, the pennies, I'm going to do separately. It's a lot of pennies. So at the end of this, I'll go over what I kept, why I kept it, whether it's for fun or a particular reason. Like the older nickels are more for fun. They don't really have an intrinsic value, without going and checking out the mintage and all that. Which, obviously, at the time of this recording, I have not done. But when are you going to find a nickel from the 30s pop up? So I will keep them and see what we can find out about them. I'm spitting. Last round of the evening. Let's see if the phone can make it. This one has a W mint mark, potential 65 or 67. 2 in the 60s back to back. And what did I drop here? 90. Alright, time to get to sorting, and I'll be back when I'm done sorting. Alright, as you can see, the jar has come to an end. Got 2 more presidential dollars. Nothing special about them. A couple more foreign pieces. 10 pesos. 5 pence. And 2 euro. And little piles, nothing too major. Be able to go over real quick and see if we find any silver. And of course the pennies are all sitting to my left. We'll do them in a different video. it would just be too lengthy. We're already looking at close to over 2 hours just for this. But it is what it is. There's a lot of change to go through. I'm curious what the grand total is going to be. Nothing standing out in time so far. Got probably one more, maybe 2. And we'll see if I can merge all the videos together. I got all but this one so far in one, but it might be too long to merge / not enough space in my phone. So we'll see. And then no white line, so no silver in the dimes. Let's check the nickels. Again, other than the silver nickels, looking for the earlier nickels, bean nickels, buffalo nickels. All of them can be found in circulation. $2,000. S nickels we'll put aside. Again, not that the S holds any additional value right off the bat. Really depends on the mintage. But it's still cool to see nonetheless. 64. Alright, I can just slide it right off. I don't know statistically if, obviously it's a very limited window to find silver in. But I don't know that people hunt all the dog hair. Hunt nickels as frequently. Especially because, like I said, it is just the 86 couple years. 76. Another 64. Wishing these were quarters, because then they would be silver, but they are not. Alright, last round. See if we can find anything worthy of keeping. $72. 39. There's one. It's been in circulation for a long time. $72. All right. Let's check out the quarters. Again, not doing anything other than looking for silver. Gonna go through, look for any potential errors. W mint. Iowa. Baby is upset. But I'm almost done. Trying to go as quick as I can just for time's sake and for memory's sake, since I have to try and get this all on one video. I don't really have to try, but I want to. When I post it. Obviously, if you're watching this as the own segment, a lot of change to go through at one time. A lot of time commitment that I just don't have in a row. Especially with a little one. Protesting. So she is eating really good. Right now, anything we want to feed her, she's accepting and going ham one, so I can't complain there. Obviously, she's upset at something. Probably, she's tired. But we don't want to put her down because it's so close to her bedtime, and we don't want to delay that. Bicentennial, no mint mark. I try to disappear for a couple minutes. Nothing. Nope. It's always me dropping stuff. Consistency. One more after this one, and we will have went through all but the pennies. Nothing fancy or air on that one. Soda. $80. $84. Alright, last bit. And then I will likely post the total with the pennies. Because I gotta still do the pennies. I know after I do the pennies, I will not have enough room in my phone to add it to this one. So I'll tag it. I'll set that 65, so I see it looking 65. Wheels look fine. 68. So be on the lookout for the penny video too. They'll be posted around the same time, probably Saturday and Sunday. Postings is what I'll do. If you want to know how much was in the jar. So nothing too crazy. But there we have it. Nothing too crazy. Got a bunch of pennies to go after, and then we'll catch you back when it's done. And we'll see how much was in the jar.